Hey guys, fishing and stuff. Today, we're gonna talk about how, why, and when to use planer boards. So stick around. Hey guys, today, I'm going fishing. So why don't you come along with me, and we're gonna talk about how, why, and when you should use planer boards. So let's get going. Okay, number one, what are planer boards? I did 2 videos on how to make planer boards, and still I get people asking the question, those are awesome, what are they? Planer boards are just boards, usually made out of aluminum. They have some type of flotation on the top of them that holds them up out of the water. You can buy planer boards from companies, or you can make planer boards because, like I said, I got 2 videos on how to make planer boards. The most popular material is aluminum, but now a lot of companies are starting to use plexiglass to make planer boards. They also make all different sizes of planer boards. And don't think that planer boards are just for catfishing, because they actually started out in striper fishing. Now you can get planer boards in all sizes. These are tiny little planer boards. These would be for like crappie fishing, pulling an Alabama rig maybe. But they work exactly the same way. The primary function of a planer board is to help you spread your lines out. A, so you don't get tangled up, and B, so you cover more water at once. Let's say this is your boat. Instead of your lines being straight out the back of the boat, you can have 2 lines out the back of the boat, and then if you got planer boards, you can send some out the right side and some out the left side hooked to a planer board, so you're covering more water and you're less likely to tangle your lines. Number 2, how do you use planer boards? To use planer boards, you're going to have to use a Santee rig. To use planer boards, you have to use a peg float because you're dragging, and the peg float holds your hook up off the bottom. You'll also need a weight. It's a no snag weight, a drift weight, a slinky weight. They call it different stuff. I actually got 4 videos on how to make these. This one right here is my favorite. But you're gonna need a drift weight, and you're gonna need a peg float on your leader to keep it up off the bottom. Because when you're pulling it, the peg float holds up your hook off the bottom so it doesn't get snagged. And the drift weight keeps you from getting hung on the bottom because it's long and skinny. It'll go across obstacles and not get hung up like a round sinker would. So you can drag it about anywhere. Yeah, this is gonna make some pretty good footage.
Hey, what you doing in my pool?
I gotta go. 2 things you need to remember: get you some peg floats and get you some drift weights. And one last thing about Santee rigs, peg floats come in all different sizes. So pick your peg float according to the size of the bait you're going to use. Now the next crucial part of your Santee rig is your hook. Hooks come in all different shapes and sizes. For the larger catfish, most people choose circle hooks. And you can get circle hooks from a 5/0 all the way up to a 12/0. When I grew up, the size of the hook was determined by the size of the fish's mouth. And that's a fine strategy if you're using shrimp or chicken livers or punch bait. But if you want to step it up to catch trophy size catfish, you're going to need to use live bait or cut bait. And I actually made a video about it, and you should go check it out, about the best baits for big fish. When you're using live bait or cut bait, the size of the hook is determined by the size of the piece of bait you use. The bigger the piece of bait, the bigger the hook you need to use, because you need a lot of points sticking out. Go watch that video if you need to learn more about what type of bait to use for trophy cats. But one of the best baits for trophy catfish, hands down, is gizzard shad. And gizzard shad can be found in almost any body of water in the United States. But you're going to need a cast net to use them. If you need or want to learn how to catch gizzard shad, I got a buddy that has a YouTube channel. His name's Hagen Grubbs. And he's been on my videos before. Hagen makes great videos on how to throw a cast net, how to catch skipjack, gizzard shad. I mean, he's got some great tutorials, and he catches some really big fish. He fishes with his son, and they have a great YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in my description box. So go over and check it out. Now we got our rig and we decided on our bait. When you're going to use a planer board, if you're in 20 foot of water, throw out your line and maybe let out 30 foot. When you get 30 foot, then you want to clip on your planer board. This little arm on the planer board needs to be pointing towards the boat, because you have a left planer board and you have a right planer board. And the arm will be pointing in towards your boat when you're trolling. First, you'll clip on this back clip onto your line. Run your line up and clip it into the release clip. And when a fish jerks it, it pulls out of it. Then your planer board's ready. You just drop it in the water, let some slack out. When you lock in your reel, it'll begin to pull away from the boat. The reason the planer board spreads, when you get it hooked up and the first one's in your release clip and the back one's hooked up, if you look at it, because your line's going back to your boat, with a planer board, this long front arm makes it want to pull away from the boat. So it makes your planer boards pull out to the side. Number 3, when and why do we use planer boards? In my opinion, the best time to use planer boards is when it's really cold or the bite really stinks. When it's cold, fish are more lethargic and they don't move around as much. So using planer boards, you're taking the bait to them instead of waiting for them to come to you like when you're anchoring. And if the bite really stinks, you're doing the same thing. Instead of anchoring up in the wrong spot over and over and over and wasting time, you can just troll and try to find somewhere where the fish are biting. In the YouTube tournament last year, I was one of the only ones trolling, and the bite really stunk and it was really cold. And I came in second place. So it's a good idea to take advantage of planer boards and trolling any chance you can. Now today, when me and David was fishing, we trolled for an hour and a half. The fish weren't in the main channel, they weren't on the ledges. We looked through the flats, couldn't find them. Well, we trolled up some creeks and we started finding the fish. So we ended up anchoring at a bridge and the fish were up there, and it didn't turn out to be a bad trip. Yeah, working. You ain't got a lip, do you? Nah. I get it. Ain't too bad. Calm down, Phil. Watch it, David. He's a biter. He's about 20 at least. Woo, look at the size of that. I'm just kidding. Right there. Yeah, he's on there. Oh, he's feisty. He's going under the boat. Get my camera wet, fish.
Roll that line up.
Oh, it's not in his mouth. Oh my God.
It was. It come out and popped there. Hold that.
It's not in his mouth. He's about to come off. You get him? There you go. Oh, come on.
Shit.
Dang. Look at that mangled mess. He counts. He counts. He was on the fish grips. He counts, David. Don't worry. Hold on. There's a swirl out there, too. Right there. He's eating on it. He is eating. Eat it.
That's how much line is tight as hell.
What you waiting on? You running all over the place. I was acting like gar. Yeah. I bet it's gar.
Oh, he's a big old cat.
Is it a catfish?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Grab this rod right here.
Got him in the mouth this time.
Yeah. Get them hookers.
What'd you put? Can you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
I'll help you. You need to. I got this. Did it again. Grab him. Come here, buddy. It's going in the general direction. We're probably going to figure it out. He's kind of pretty, man.
Yeah, he is.
A little beat up, but we ain't getting none releases. Keep forgetting.
You got two of my releases, natural releases.
Well, that was fun. Hey guys, if you've never been on my channel before, go over and check my channel page out. I got a lot of DIYs that'll help you save some money. And if you like what you see, click subscribe and click the bell so that YouTube will notify you when I post videos and you can watch them. Now I got one more matter of business to take care of. Last week, I gave away the cutting board, but I forgot there was 2 winners. So I only picked one person, so I'm going to re-pick again. I'm going to go over my YouTube channel, copy the link, go over to the random picker. I put the link in, hit the button, and the winner is Jasper Casbeer. I hope I'm saying that right. But you won, Jasper. Congratulations. If you go on Facebook and go over to Catfish's Facebook page and send them an instant message and give them your address, they'll send you your shirt and your hat. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next build.